Hi, we're live.
You got a way of walking, you got a way of talking, a cute way of looking at me. You got a way about you, I just can't live without you. My love for you will go on endlessly. Give me your love, Sally Ann. Say I'm your number one man, Sally Ann. I love you, yes I do, that's so true.
All right, hi everybody. It's Sally Ann of Saggedy Ann and Friends. It's a little play on words that a very mean coworker came up with for me. I forgot to get a glass for this, so. Can you hear my dog barking? He hates when I perform. Okay, what was I thinking about? A lot. This week, I've been thinking a lot about British people. I don't know if you guys know, I had COVID earlier in March, and I actually got it from a British person ordering drinks into my mouth. Yeah, they didn't care at all. And I think he was like trying to explain to me what fanny means in England, and I was trying to explain to him what tipping means here. So anyway, that's how I got COVID, and no, it wasn't 20%. Not even close. He didn't do that. I was thinking about words like fanny, twat. There's a lot more words for vagina in England. Minge, that's a bad one. That's a bad one I don't like. The C word, of course, is more used there. I actually happen to like the C word. I really don't mind it, but it makes people very uncomfortable here. And I have to say it really depends on context. Like one time I was working at the bar and there was this really drunk guy who was just annoying me in my face, hitting on me. And I was like, hey, you know what? You're going to have to back off. And he called me the C word. And I was mad. Oh, I was like Joan of Arc mad. I was like, how dare you, sir? And I like flung fireballs at him. I'm not sure what Joan of Arc did, but I was very mad. I was very feministly mad, the way that we get. In the middle of my feminist diatribe, he actually was like, oh, and he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out $200 cash and he just like sets it on the bar. And I was like, cunt it is. Hello. Nice to meet you. My name is Cunt. Legally now. I've changed it. What? $200? Guys, I would have done it for 40 easily. Not lower than that, but that's exactly where I would be like, it's fine. But for $200, oh my God, I'll make my father call me cunt. Are you kidding me? I mean, it's amazing to make $200 in one night just by being cunty. And they said I would never make money with a women's studies degree. Oh my gosh, guys, that was wonderful. Great job to me. I got a couple more things. What's going on this week? Okay. I'm seeing doctors again. Doctors' offices have opened up. And I want to tell you, I've had a very, very traumatic go of gynecologists. I've had about 7 in my life. One of them was a man, already terrible. And he was giving me, it wasn't a pap smear. He was actually clipping a little, a colposcopy. He was doing a biopsy on my cervix. I had high-grade cells. Anyway, so it's pretty painful, and he's deep in my vagina, chipping away, essentially, right? So I'm there, and he's trying to distract me. He's like, what do you do? And I very stupidly said, I'm a comedian. And he goes, oh, I'm a bit of a comedian myself. And then he proceeded to tell me a joke into my pussy. Do you want to know what the joke was? Okay, I'll tell you. He was like, I asked a woman if she was sexually active, but she said, no, I just lay there. A sex joke into my pussy. Like, I feel like that's the time to like go for some subway humor. I don't know. Try out your airplane bit, your sex joke. Anyway, I didn't like him because actually he implied once that I was fat, and that's the real reason. The other thing I thought was more funny than anything. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a little piano bar. I'm gonna do a little piano bar. That means I sing a song and it's not necessarily hilarious. It's just a song. I sing it, people watch it at home, and hopefully they like it. Here's the thing. I had vocal surgery, so I couldn't sing or talk for like a couple months this summer. I know it was really great for my boyfriend and our relationship. We thrived in silence, but now I can sing, and I'm starting to do a little bit more. And this is a song that I've always loved, and I was never able to sing it before because it was a little bit out of my range. But now that that vocal cyst is gone, fuck yeah, we're gonna try it. This is a song about being just a stupid girl. I think there's an ad before, so like, I'm gonna play. Yeah, there's an ad. So, and I'm gonna skip it. Too loud. Okay, this is good. Take this pink ribbon off my eyes. I'm exposed, and it's no big surprise. Don't you think I know exactly where I stand? This world is forcing me to hold your hand. 'Cause I'm just a girl, a little on me. Well, don't let me out of your sight. Oh, I'm just a girl, a pretty and petite. So don't let me have any rights. Oh, I've had it up to here. That's actually the exact height she was talking about. The moment that I step outside, so many reasons for me to run and hide. Can't do those little things I hold so dear, 'cause it's all those little things that I fear. Oh, I'm just a girl, I'd rather not be, 'cause they won't let me drive late at night. Oh, I'm just a girl, guess I'm some kind of freak, 'cause they're lost and I'm still with their eyes. I'm just a girl, take a good look at me, just your typical prototype. Let's do a full body. Oh, pretty good, pretty good. Yeah. All right, and in this musical break, I would like to talk to everybody about how we treat sex workers. It's not good. Treat them better. I have more to say about it, but this musical break is over. Oh, I'm not making myself clear. I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl in the world. That's all that you let me be. Oh, I'm just a girl living in captivity. A rule of thumb makes me worrisome. I'm just a girl. That's my destiny. I'll have to come to is making me. I'm just a girl. My apology is what I've become. It's so burdensome. Yeah, I'm just a girl. Lucky me. Woo-hoo! No comparison. No. Had it up to. Oh, I've had it up to. Oh, had it up to. Great job. Oh my God. Isn't singing fun? Sometimes I think so. Guys, we're going to get the show started. I have some comedians, I have some music, and I'm going to do more music later, despite what everyone wants. Okay. And also, for anyone watching at home, you want to type in and whatever, I can either sing next. I have two of my favorite singers. I can sing some Edith Piaf or I can sing some Shakira. And I'm happy to do either one. So tell me what you want to hear, because I might just do both if you don't. Okay, so our first guest, I'm so goddamn excited that she is joining us. Please put your drinks up or in your mouth. We can't see you. For Rachel Green! Hi, bitch!
Girl! Or as my friend says, girl! Cheers.
I'm just a girl.
I'm something. I'm not sure. I just came from Fire Island and I think I lost some weight because I left my liver there, basically.
Yes, bitch. Okay, well, take it the fuck away. Rachel Green, everyone.
Thank you. Look at me showing my props already. Oh my God. That's the advantage to doing Zoomsies at home. You can use props. Isn't that fun? Yeah. So, well, I too had the Corvid. We call him Corvid over in my parts, just, because it sounds like an old boyfriend. I had the Corvid back in March as well. I got mine at the Monster, right down the road from the Duplex. The Duplex is fine. Monster, apparently not. Got lots of Corvid spittles in my mouth. And I was that asshole that would make fun of people in face masks and accidentally licked a microphone. But I do think I got it at the party at the Monster. Nonetheless, got it out the way, got the antibodies. Yeah, so here we are. It's my last week in Harlem. I'm actually moving. I've been living here for 5 years. Yep, living in Harlem. I actually found a new relationship to Christianity. I'm Jewish. Yep, because every day I walk into my apartment and someone's like, Jesus, them titties. And I'm like, Jesus, they're heavy. So I got curious. I put my titties on the scale. They're about 13 pounds each. They don't allow me in the deli anymore. Yeah, the other thing we have in Harlem is what I like to call the religious motivational speakers. Gonna miss those guys. Because they'll see me coming down the block and they're like, baby girl, God bless you. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. And I'm like, okay, thank you. I've actually been catcalled more in a face mask than I have ever before. And I think it's because I have such huge eyes, just beautiful eyes, people really connecting with those. Actually, during this time, people sent me the meme about the women in Asia repurposing their bras as face masks. Doesn't really work for me. Yeah, we're not going to use that. But that's all right. I joined the SAG after union. Because we're going to see how much my tits sag after not wearing a bra for 4 months in quarantine. Right now I'm supported. And this is for Carol Baskin, really. I haven't watched Dancing with the Stars yet. I'm looking forward to it. Yes, but I had to improvise a lot during the Corvid, and so I did a lot of quarantine and chill, as I like to call it. Yep, I ended up hooking up over the WhatsApp. I got with the technology with this dude that I had met doing a hip hop musical. Yes, it's as terrible as it sounds. We met when he was 22, but now he's the ripe old age of 26. He's filled out a bit. I was like, all right. We took a bath together. I was like, oh, this is very sexy. Okay. Got my ring light. I got candles. Got my silicone lube. Got it in. And I was like, yes, this is exciting. This is what I'm going to hop on when this shit is over. Except then we started talking, having actual conversations, and come to find out he's a conspiracy theorist. And nothing makes my pussy dry up faster than a conspiracy. Ooh, she was like, abort, abort, predict drought in the southern region. No. So I went in the other direction. I decided to go for the old dude, mix it up, right? And I had a guy, and he was great. He was intelligent. He was really like fucking my brain. So I decided to do the sexy time with him, except he took a screenshot. And FaceTime tells you when you do a screenshot. And the joke's on him because all he got was my back fat. You're welcome. Yeah, I don't know. The young dudes are sweet. But like, I don't want to train a puppy, I need like a battered rescue that just cowers in the corner and just attacks my pussy. Well, they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but they sure can lick an asshole. You know what I'm saying? The other way that I got a little creative during the quarantine, as I like to call it quarantine, it makes it sound fancy, like we're in the vaudeville era. The other thing I learned to do was make one of my fans happy. He likes burping and boob flexing. So just letting you guys know, just tap into your skill sets. That's my fat.
That's my fat. I'm ready to greet everyone. Good night. Oh my God, that's so fucking funny. You're speaking of dogs and new tricks.
Oh yeah, Arthur.
I love your journey. Every time I talk to you, you're like, I have a new story about my pussy. Strapping, legit. Well,
it's funny. I actually have a pretty cool gynecologist, and she and I became friends. And I hosted an event for her in Sheepshead Bay because she's Russian, of course, and hot. And we had to talk about like the event. And I was like, "Oh, I'll come early." She goes, "No, it's fine. I talk to you while inside your vagina." So, sometimes you can have productive conversations.
That is so funny. I actually, one time I had I don't know if she was Russian. She was something Eastern European or Slavic, something very mean and white. Anyway, she was giving me just a vaginal ultrasound.
Yes.
And she was mad at me that I was late, which I was not. And then she was rude to me, so I was rude to her. So we had a full fight where she's like, "You do not know how rude I can be." And I'm like, "You don't know how rude I can be, bitch." And then we're like, okay. And then so she still had to like get up in my vagina. And then we were just like quiet, like. And it's going to be cold. Endometriosis, so that was weird.
Oh wow.
It's fine, whatever. If I can't have a kid, I'll just steal one.
Oh, girl, believe me, I got to go back for my checkup in 2 months, or they probably poke the shit out of me too.
I have to find a fucking new gynecologist. I'm not ready for the trauma.
Oh well, I can give you the deets offline if you want.
Yes, I hope she takes Medicaid. Oh God, she doesn't. I already know. Are you ready for some trivia?
Let's start.
Okay, so I'm in a very 90s mood right now. I don't know if you were there for the 90s, if you remember the 90s. I don't know what you were doing.
I will take that compliment. Thank you. Thank you for that. I will take it.
So I'm going to play a song, and what you're going to do is you're going to guess the artist.
Okay.
The artist. And...
Come, my lady, you a butterfly, sugar, baby. Come, my lady, come, my lady, you a butterfly. Sexy, pretty little babe.
All right, what is it?
Is it Limp Bizkit?
No, this band, I believe they were a one-hit wonder called Crazy Town.
What the fuck is Crazy Town?
Shitty name.
He sounded like Fred Durst.
I don't know if they were like before them at the same time. There's a way to find out, but I'll never look it up. But yes,
I'll look it up.
Crazy Town. The song is
Crazy
Butterfly
Town.
from the album. Who cares? I don't know the album.
Come, my lady.
Well-
Come, my lady.
Yeah, I feel like that song had a real Rachel Green vibes to me. It's all that late.
Bitch. Ugh.
Yeah, it's a little angry. Yeah. Oh, well, on that note, thank you so much for stopping by, Rachel. And please,
I love you. I miss you so
I
much.
miss you so much. Her Venmo is below. Tip her. Tip her. If you're watching and enjoy her set at all, or if you just want her to stop talking, you can just tip her.
That's what.
Bye, Rachel. Love you. Oh my goodness, amazing! And I think we're just gonna keep moving right along. Our next guest is, I'm so excited to have her. She read an amazing book that I'm currently reading. I'm gonna finish it. I'm not much of a reader. I'm more of a binge watcher of things while looking at my phone. But I have gotten into reading, and she has a very amazing book out right now called Dry Run. Guys, put your drinks up for Nikki McCallum.
Guys, oh my God, Sally Ann.
Hi, bitch. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Oh, terrible. Hanging by a thread.
I know, right? Wait, this is so weird. I also need a new gynecologist. Mine retired, like out of nowhere. 12 years, just retired without a phone call or anything.
So you had one that you liked, and then they were like, you know what? I've seen enough of Nikki's pussy.
I guess so. I would like leave things at her office. I loved her so much. So like I had to go back to get them. Like I really, really loved her.
Oh my God.
I was a little like I was ghosted by my gyno.
Oh, I've been dumped by a therapist before. It hurts.
It sucks. It sucks.
It sucks. Oh, well, on that fun note, give it up for Nikki McCallum, everyone.
Hey, God. Oh my God. Thank you. I have to say too, Rachel, if you're still watching, I also think the cat calls with masks are weird. I was catcalled the other day and I was walking with my mask and some guy just goes, "Miss, you look elegant." And I'm like, A, that's like probably the best catcall I've ever gotten. B, like, are you angry about it? It was very, very strange. Anyway, I am Nikki McCallum, but I am Jewish. So it's McCallum. My dad was Catholic. My mom is Jewish. So people are often like, oh my God, so you're half Jewish. And I'm like, no. See, I didn't spend 5 years of my life at Temple Avatha Achim for half of something, okay? Like maybe for half off some things, but you know, who can say? Big news for me, not to brag, but shortly before COVID, I was nominated for an AVN award. Do you guys know what that is? Okay, I'm gonna assume you said no since I can't hear you. Well, I'm gonna tell you. It's the Oscars of porn. You guys, the Oscars of porn. So my body was not in the porn, but my voice was. I got hired to sing vocals for the porn parody of Aladdin called Aladdin. I sang the role of Jasmine. Wait, it was nominated for Best Soundtrack. You guys want to hear it? What is that? You do? Oh my God. Okay, here it goes. Your turban between my thighs, your princely tongue up in it, your feather tickles my clit as we fly the friendly skies. Thank you. It's weird. I guess like porn stars can't sing with dicks in their mouths. I don't know. I don't know. You know what? It was a whole new world for me. $40,000 a year to NYU, well spent, is what I say. My mom was she was so excited. She sent the Pornhub link to all of her friends. My mom is now effectively a brand ambassador for Pornhub, so that's fun. It's sad, actually. One of the last times I was on stage before the pandemic, at the top of my set, some drunk guy yelled, "You should stick to porn!" And it was frustrating because when I tried porn, someone yelled, "You should stick to comedy." Yeah. God, the pandemic's been so hard. Sally Ann, we saw your dog earlier. There is this theory that dogs look like their owners, and I've been on a mission to prove it. So I've been walking down the street, finding people walking dogs that look nothing like them and accusing them of it not being their dog. I get a real kick out of it. I think dogs should look like their owners. Like if you're walking a French poodle, you should be wearing a beret. Okay. If you are walking a German Shepherd, you should be invading Poland. If you have a Chihuahua, you should get a better dog. Okay. Last week I saw this tall, lanky guy with this like crazy hair, and I'm thinking, okay, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna look down and see a long-haired dachshund or maybe a Pomeranian. But no, he was walking the Peter Dinklage of dogs. Okay, it was a short bulldog that happened to be very good looking, and I went up to him and I said, "Excuse me, sir, that's not your dog, is it?" And he said, "No, it's actually my boyfriend's." I was like, "Ooh, okay, you can do better. You can." Oh, the pandemic is so hard. Do you know what I miss? I miss shopping. I miss being able to go into a store and shop. I used to love going to Sephora because they're so good at giving free bad makeovers. There's always someone on every corner. It was great. They're totally unsupervised. So at one point in the last fall, I started going into Sephora and giving people free bad makeovers. I'd wear all black. And I'd, go up to customers and just say, "Oh, excuse me, are you being helped?" It's a good way for me to express myself. I also, I used to love going into American Eagle, right? I don't actually own anything from American Eagle, but the sizes run so big there that I would go and just occupy a dressing room, and you put on a medium there and it feels like a trash bag, and I feel great. So I would just go and occupy a dressing room and, try on like a ton of mediums and just revel in that. Oh, I could fit 3 more cheesecakes under this shirt kind of feeling, Yeah, man, the pandemic is hard. One of my very dear friends passed a couple of months ago. It was very sad. Don't worry. It wasn't from COVID, just cancer. And it's very, very sad, because I'm never going to see her again. And I thought that was really tough. But my other friend was quarantined with bed bugs. And that was very sad, because I am never going to see him again. I feel like it's like a New York, like you can call yourself a New Yorker when you've spent more than 10 minutes down a Google rabbit hole trying to convince yourself that you do not have bed bugs. Every year, I feel like I wake up with a mysterious bite on my arm and I freak out, right? Then I go to the doctor and the doctor's like, "The results are in. I'm so sorry to inform you that you have skin cancer." And you're like, "Oh my God, what you're telling me is that I do not have bed bugs." He's like, "You are going to need chemotherapy." I'm like, "Oh, okay, but I can keep my mattress." He's like, "You have 6 months to live." I'm like, "But I can be buried in this shirt," right? God, it's so hard. Being inside is so hard. I think for me, one of the hardest things was salons being closed. I don't know about you guys, but I had a really hard time with salons being closed. And I'm going to sing about it. I am. The days were getting longer and life was feeling hard. I wasn't getting stronger and I was feeling jarred by the loss of control over everything. And finally one day, it took a bit of processing, but I said, I'll no longer stand for gray. I dyed my own hair when the hair salons were closed. I dyed my own hair, so I'm still unexposed. Didn't need a salon chair for the color I composed. That's right, I dyed my own hair. Hair that night. I can't say it was easy, cause that was not the case. Oh, it was far from breezy when I also dyed half my face. The color was going everywhere. I nearly had a fit. I had to go get some fresh air when I saw I dyed half my tit. When I dyed my own hair. Oh yes, I did the deed. I dyed my own hair. Thank God for match and breed. See, I answered my own prayer. It looks good, right? Agreed. That's right, I dyed my own hair, 'cause there was no time to spare that night. The directions were hard to follow. The color in the bottle looked wrong. I couldn't breathe or swallow. Why was my hair so long? The moment of truth was messy. What if I did something I didn't want? But I was just so hairdressy. Turns out I'm a hairstyling savant. So then I cut my own bangs, which was a terrible mistake. I cried quite a bit and decided to take a break from doing my own hair. Thank God there's not a lot at stake right now. I should never cut hair. I got a little cocky, now I'm square. I'll stick to dyeing my own hair with my very own plastic glove. It's the same color as Cher. I believe in life after love. I'm back on my total hair tear. It's something I'm really proud of. I will color all your hair. It's my new full-time affair. I'll even do your electrolysis on a dare. I'm kidding, I wouldn't do that. That would be bad. I lied. Hair. Thanks, guys. That's my set.
Yes! Oh my God. I have a lot of comments, reactions to your set, because I spent most of it doing this. A lad dick. We'll get back to it. But I dye my own hair. I do. I'm not a natural redhead. Did you guys know that? Nobody does, because I'm just so good at it.
It looks beautiful.
Thank you. It took a while, but I dye my own hair, and I really also fell off this month.
It's hard.
It's hard, and I mean, I wasn't always good at this. There were a lot of mistakes. Have you ever like put color strip?
No.
Oh, I mean, don't. I don't even know if they make it anymore. I feel like I'm aging myself. I dyed my hair blonde for a year, and then I tried to dye it back brown where I originally. And so when I did it, my hair turned green.
Oh, no.
And so I was like, oh, I'm going to buy some color strip, which is basically just takes the color out. So it basically just bleaches, destroys your hair.
Oh, my God.
And then I did this all in one night. I put color strip in it, and then the color strip turned it like white. And then I tried to dye it brown again. So I did 3 in one night.
Oh, my
so
God.
my brittle ass thin hair. Can you imagine?
Oh, my God. I mean, what an undertaking. But one could never tell.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was like 13 years ago. Yeah.
No joke.
It's no joke. And your hair has always been so beautiful. So I'm really glad that you're like, finding what you need.
Yeah. I'm like super gray. I have root spray when I don't
I got root spray.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so a lad dick.
Yes.
You have an AVN?
Well, okay, here's the thing. I was nominated. I didn't win. We lost to Captain Marvel XXX. And they were like, their soundtrack was all instrumental. I've been listening to a lot of porn soundtracks to know what I'm up against.
You know what? I am actually starting a porn podcast, and we're launching really soon. Good Porn in America. Find it on a station or whatever near you. I'm truly fascinated by this. I have not thought about the score or the music in porn at all, and this is like a whole new level.
Yeah. No, it's apparently, very competitive. We were up against Captain Marvel XXX, who won, and Confessions of a Sinful Nun 2.
Oh my God. Can you do more work in this arena? I really like this for you.
Thank you. I'm trying. I think operations are shut down right now. Well, maybe not. I don't know.
Fucking is hard right now. Here's the thing. It's like spiking for cam stuff or single stuff or couples who live together or whatever.
Right.
But less group scenes and, a lot of scene production.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
a
hard.
lot of, gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. Guys, Nikki McCallum, see her Venmo and buy her book, Dry Run. It's so good, but you need to fucking buckle up because it's intense. You need to be ready for an experience.
Yeah.
which as I am right now, I start the show like 2 drinks in and I end like 14. You know what I mean? I love this. Nikki McCallum, everybody. Thank you. Beautiful voice. So, how would you say, like, very arousing, very good for pornography. Okay, we're gonna move along to our next guest. Oh, she's one of my favorite comedians. I love every time I see her in New York. She's gonna be so famous soon, like famous. Like I'm gonna be having her as a credit for me being on this show on Facebook TV, a duplex channel. The duplex channel on YouTube, duplex page on Facebook, duplex TV. Okay, we'll get it. We can cut around this. No one's gonna cut. It's lovely, everybody! Oh my god.
Sally, you did not mention that this is a singing show. I did not know that I was.
You don't have to sing.
Okay.
I book a lot of non-singers so that I can sing more. No,
okay, cool.
I chose. In fact, if you sing, I'm going to be pissed, Kenny.
I will not. I don't. Only for the Lord is my singing. Only for Jesus.
Okay. Well, now I kind of want to be.
No. I don't remember any songs from church. That was a long, long time ago.
Okay.
Thank you so much for having me. Those words were too kind and set the expectation way higher than what I'm going to deliver tonight. So, okay. Woohoo.
Suck it, bitch.
Hello, you're all seeing my apartment. It's messy. Oh no, now you can really see all of it. Well, welcome to my apartment. This is what poverty looks like. Get a degree in film. It's great. I am so happy to be doing comedy over the internet. This is way better than outside, where homeless people yell at you for existing. It's honestly fantastic. I at my last live show, I was telling jokes in a park. And I looked up and I could see the stars. And I thought, they don't need to see this. This isn't for them. They don't need to hear this shit. That's not, my jokes are about dicks. This is, the grandiose nature of the expanding universe isn't exactly compatible with that. So I'm like so happy to be here in my messy room, speaking with you all. I hope you're doing well. I really related to Rachel's discovery of gas as a thing that she could attract fans with. She does it through burping. I will say I went on a date last night. A man made me a plate full of vegetables. I am over 30, okay? It is rude to give a woman vegetables and then be surprised when she has gas. That's like a natural part of it. Like, I didn't fart on him, but like, he knew what was up, okay? Don't feed me vegetables. What's salt? I don't know. Something that makes it so that I'm not going to just blow up his sheets while he was there. Nikki was talking about Sephora, which I love. I love Sephora. I miss it as well because every time I would go in there, someone would tell me what my problem is. And I've always been asking, like, what's wrong with me? And they are so kind to just give you the answer. So I would walk in without talking to anyone. They'd be like, oh, so you want to fix that uneven skin tone? And I would like, thank you. I've been wanting to know that my whole life. So if you've ever had too high a self-esteem, just go into Sephora and they will put you right back down in your place. We are lucky right now. We are in a moment of history. And yes, it's partially due to COVID. But right now in this month, we are in the great settling, okay? The great settling is because if you're a single lady, you're trying to date at this moment, involves meeting a lot of dudes in parks. So like a date that you would have been offended for someone to ask you on 8 months ago, can we just hang out in a park and drink? Now is your ideal romantic scenario, okay? And because it's about to get cold, like it's already going to be 49 degrees on Saturday, watch out, bring your coats out of wherever they are. We need to find someone right now. I have never in my life had more people be like, hey, I don't know if we're right for each other, but I would love to sleep with you for the next 4 to 5 months, depending on how long COVID lasts, if it's a bad winter. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we can't sit through this alone. It's bad. I am online dating, of course, because again, like everything else, I want to stay in the habit of being rejected. So it's very important to me to be able to again, know what my flaws are, know what the expectation should be, because I'd hate to leave this and be like, I am the best, and everyone would quickly let me know that that is not the case. I am doing everything to, like, I watch a lot of rom-coms. I take their advice very, very seriously. And what I have done recently is I've started going up to my roof and just shouting, I don't need a man. I don't need to be validated by romantic love. And based on all rom-coms, that means the man of my dreams should be walking up the street like right now. Like he should be here already. That's my expectation. It hasn't worked yet, but I'm sure just any moment it'll happen. This honestly, Diane Lane, when she was 38, did both Unfaithful and Under the Tuscan Sun, which is like the Bible for rom-coms. If you don't know, you're woefully behind. And that means I have like 5 years to find a man, make a very boring life with him, and then through a series of drastic decisions, wreck everything. And so I think this is a plan for me. And I don't know, do you guys know I should do this. It's important to me. I mean, I'm already on my way. This month, for the 5th time in my life, I was shat on by a bird, okay? I have asked a lot of people about this. Some people have been shot on by a bird once. Some people have been shot on by a bird twice. For me, it has been 5 times where I'm minding my own business and birds decide that of all of the places, my body is where their poop should go. And the last time it happened, I was at a family restaurant outside eating a meal that I had been waiting for since we went into confinement. And I delicately take that last bite and I savor what is a great day as I look over a marina and see boats coming in and out. And then a bird shits all over my legs and into the food container. And I just scream out like, God damn it. But my friend who was with me, he let me know that he's like, you didn't say that with surprise. You said that as though you knew it was going to happen and it was just a matter of when. And this is why I hate birds. And this is also why now I'm pro hunting. But not all animals, just birds. If you kill a bird, honestly, if you show me a picture of you killing a bird in like a humane way, not like a sick freak way, I will give you $5. Okay, you can send me your Venmo information. You will have all of my contact information. Again, I am putting a hit out on birds. It's a small hit. It's $5. But if you kill a bird, take a photo, send it to me. I will Venmo you $5. Like everyone else was talking about pornography, my porn tastes have certainly changed with the pandemic. I think beforehand I was a little too into it, if you watch porn enough, like the normal stuff doesn't do, you've got to go down these weird rabbit holes. But what happens if you were completely deprived of any human contact or touch, as I have been? It goes honestly kind of in the opposite direction. So before it was like group scenes, like Sally was mentioning before, but now it's like the gentle stroke of a cheek will do it, or like two people just breathing air together. I can't watch it. It's too hot. It does too much. I will say, regardless of what your porn tastes are at this moment, if your favorite porn stars are all too young to remember 9/11, that says something about you, and you should really investigate where your tastes lie. I think you should. Should we call the police? Okay, we're against the police now, but we should call someone, because that's not good. You need to stop. Okay, grow up. Watch old people fuck. This is honestly, I think that's the most feminist and progressive thing that you can do. We need to be watching senior citizens exclusively fucking. I mean, that is the most evolved version of ourselves before we die. And we can't watch two dead people fuck because, well, that's just logistically impossible. I was recently followed by a porn star on Twitter. This is the only credit that I will use. Sally Ann may use me as a credit, but the credit I will use is that a porn star followed me. I mean, I followed him first, but he followed me back, and I wrote him big fan, because like, what else are you supposed to say to someone whose dick you watch go in and out of people? And he wrote back, thank you so much. And he said that he wanted to be on my podcast, and he was, and it was really, really hard to look him over Zoom and not think about him having sex. It was I've met celebrities before. This is the first time I was like truly starstruck. It's a problem. Yes, these are all issues. I did see a therapist. It was an issue. He was like too attractive. Like the type where you look at someone, you're like, that's rude that you're doing that at me. So I had to stop, because every session I would just sit there and be like, I hope you make a mistake. And that mistake would be coming inside me. I wanted to fuck my therapist. And I had to stop, because if I'm doing it over Zoom, he doesn't know where my hands are, okay? And that is a risky thing, and I just can't do it. So I don't know if you guys are masturbating to your therapist or not. Also, more therapists should accept Medicaid. I'm Kenise. Okay, that's my time. Bye!
So much to say. I feel like I get the most starstruck from porn stars. Who is more like affecting to your soul than the person who visually makes you come? The person when you go, I need to release myself. You are the face. You are my standard. I saw someone that I've come to on the street. It took my breath away.
Of course it did. Why wouldn't it?
And I didn't want to stare, but I'm like, this is New York. Everybody stares at everybody. You know,
right.
And I was still like, oh.
Did you say anything?
No, I was terrified. But my very favorite porn star, I found where she was on Instagram. I met her in person, but it's because I stalked her.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then I was like, hi, you're my favorite porn director. And she was like, oh my God, thank you. What's your name? I'm like, Sally Ann. And she's like, oh, from Instagram. Because I comment. I'm like, gorgeous, heart.
I love that she's like, she sees that she has fans. She remembers their name. She's like, yes, as you would. This is the lady who likes me. Of course she's going to come up to me. Of course.
Oh, yes. But she was really nice. She hugged me and she was like, thank you for saying that I'm a director. Like, thank you for, and I'm like, God, porn stars get treated like their life is cool. Like she was just paid to be at that party, for example. So like, that's like her job, you know, filming. So in that way it's cool, but in every other way, people treat them like such shit.
Yeah.
That on the slightest humanity, and they're like, "Thank you."
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Ugh.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh yes, and I'm gonna do a trivia question, and I totally forgot to do Nikki's trivia question because I took a rip from a B. O-N-G. Okay.
I was like a rip from a, oh no, I'm not gonna know. I'm not cool.
I'm pretending I'm in a head shop in Idaho where weed's not legal and you can't say bong. And you're like, is this water pipe good for tobacco?
Yeah, that's what we do with that.
Okay, I am going to play a song and you from the 90s, and you are going to guess the artist. That is your
I love 90s music. I'm very into this.
I knew it. Oh, I'm sorry. My thing disconnected.
Oh no.
Because my boyfriend usually runs tech and he's at work.
Yay for making money?
Yeah, but like really just a fail for feminism on all of this.
She's
this is on several playlists that I have.
Of course it is.
It is.
Glasses.
Evan and Jared? No. Oh, no. That's somebody else. Happened.
Also, no.
I know it's not. Nothing's gonna happen.
Why?
So high. I can't hit those notes. High above me. Okay, can you give me a hint as the artist? Is it one name? Is it a whole thing?
Yeah, what's it? What is the artist's name?
You can't give me a hint?
No, fuck that.
Damn it.
It's a very well-known song.
I know it is. I know all the words to it, but I can't. It's one of those like this shit played on Dawson's Creek all the time, people. Like, maybe are they from Wilmington, North Carolina? Maybe?
Yeah, exactly. The vibe is totally there. But what's the name, Kenise?
I don't know it. I'm so sorry. I'm not going to cheat.
It is Tal Bachman. Were you going to say that?
Nope, that was never going to be one of my guesses. I can acknowledge my failures. Mm-mm.
Yeah, first name Tal, T-A-L. Sounds Norwegian or something.
Yeah.
Tal
I think
Bachman.
that's not a memorable name. He should be like Tal and the whoever the fucks.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's why he didn't succeed.
Yeah.
She was high above you. And so are the ratings. Okay.
This is true.
Kenise, I love you so much. You're so funny. Thank you for doing the show.
Thank you so much
Timper!
for having me. Yes, money is great. I love it.
Bye. Okay, now I am going to bring up Nikki because even though I forgot her in the moment, I'm not going to leave a man behind. Nikki McCallum, I am going to test your knowledge.
Okay. Oh, okay.
You're the only musician that's been up so far, so you have, it's like, the pressure is high, the stakes are high.
Okay. Tal Buckman?
What?
Tal Buckman? No.
It's a totally different vibe.
It's either U2 or Third Eye Blind.
Oh my god. Oh wait, let's just get to the chorus.
Okay.
Please tell me why. In the sleeping with my clothes on. That's one of the only songs I can harmonize to. Okay. Like literally the only one. And I can do it so good. Any song that like in that era, when all the singers sounded like this, all those harmonies are so nice and sharp and crisp, and I can hear them.
I mean, you nailed it.
Yeah, and there's some beautiful music. What is this artist?
Oh, okay. So does that mean it's not U2 or Third Eye Blind?
No, it doesn't even sound like them. I'm gonna give you another guess.
Okay.
Nikki, oh come on, everybody! Everything's waiting on this.
Oh my God, the pressure.
Oh boy.
I don't know.
Of course you don't. I picked it because no one knows it except for my boss, Jerry, our manager and producer. He just texted me, Lit. That's the band, Lit. And a fire emoji. Yes, Lit. I don't believe they had any other hits, but this was one of their very good ones.
Knocked it out.
My own worst enemy. Nikki, I'm so sorry I forgot. I was wrapped up in your work.
It's fine. It's totally fine. I was really like, oh my God, I don't have to buy. I'm so bad at trivia in general.
I know. Okay. Yeah. I had a lot of stress about booking the show. Like, what is the trivia going to be like? I'm like, I'm going to think of something 5 minutes before. Normally I prepare, but I had work and now I work for a living. It's a terrible fate that has befallen me. Nikki McCallum, singer to the porn stars. Okay, we do have one more comedian. I stressed the masculine of the comedian in the condescending way that people say comedian when they're talking about a lady who does little laughy bits. So welcome this comedian and one of my very favorite people, the hilarious Max Bruno! Hi, honey. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me on. A little bit of a diversity on the lineup, right?
Yeah, I was like, we need dick.
Well, I'm flattered.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And no one says dick to me like Max Bruno. Like, you need a dick, you go to Max.
Yeah, people make fun of they'll say I have like a porn stash. I get that a lot. Yeah.
I
no
have
one in porn has a mustache anymore. Like, that just means you watch really old porn.
Yeah, that says more about them than you.
Right, and about me.
All right. Well, Mr. Pornstash, take it away.
Thanks. Okay. Bye, Sally Ann. And hi, everyone else that I can't see. This is a different way of performing stand-up for me. I'm alone in a room looking at my own face, so I hope I don't spiral instantly while doing it. It's fine if I do, though, right? It's the end of the world, so it doesn't matter. Everything can crash and burn. I will say, I'm glad I'm spending the end of the world in New York City. I wouldn't want to do it anywhere else. You know, whether it's terrorism or climate change, hurricanes, or nuclear war, or a pandemic, no matter how the world ends, happens first in New York City. So I wouldn't want to live anywhere else, you know? Like a lot of people fled the city when the virus hit. My parents actually asked me to fly back to Ohio to stay with them, but I was gonna take my chances here because do you have any idea how depressing Ohio is? There's not you can do three things. You can go to Applebee's, you can go to Walmart, you can kill yourself. Those are your choices. And the pandemic closed the Applebee's, so I don't like my chances. I mean, honestly, like I couldn't imagine spending that much time in a town where they think Trump was sent by God, but the virus was sent by Joe Biden's army of Chinese Antifa pedophiles. Like, I'll take my chances here. Honestly, I didn't think pandemic was the apocalypse we were going to get, right? Did you guys have that in your apocalypse pool? I was pulling for nuclear war. That's personally how I wanted to go out. I really did think we were going to get it when we sent Ambassador Dennis Rodman to North Korea. Then we sent Donald Trump to North Korea, and through both of those guys, we're still here. We might not even have to worry about them. They seem pretty chill, actually, right? We sent them two of our all-time weirdest guys, and they still let us live. Like, fuck it, let's send Joe Exotic next. Let's up the ante. I think we can make it. Still, if the nuclear war was going to go down, I would still want to be in New York City. I still wouldn't want to flee to the middle of the country because New York, in a nuclear war, we get hit first, right? And that's a good thing. That is. Imagine it. Like, imagine being stuck in the Midwest during the nuclear apocalypse. Society has collapsed, but like you're still alive because nobody wants to waste a nuclear warhead on a town where the biggest landmark is a church with a Pizza Hut in it. And you're just like wandering through the wasteland, you know, like fighting cannibals and pushing your creepy shopping cart full of tin cans, shepherding a little coughing boy past a Chuck E. Cheese covered in ashes, saying stuff like, "No, son, that place is dead. Just like your mother, just like the world." Fuck that, man. No, that's the Midwest apocalypse. I'm not doing that. I'm not living in a Cormac McCarthy novel. I'm going to be here in New York City when the apocalypse hits. It's so much better. Right? Because, like, what's going to happen? I'm going to be halfway through a grandma slice just going, Oh, it's the sauce that makes a slice, isn't it? You know, like the cheese and the toppings, the crust, all those things are important, but it's the sauce that really holds it all together. Hey, did you hear a siren? I think that's the way to go out, right? Skip the line. TSA pre-check to the nuclear holocaust. That's New York City. That's how I want to do it. That's how I want to go. Thinking of getting a therapist, as some other people have talked about, and because everyone who's spoken to me for more than a few minutes has recommended it. I seem to like bounce randomly between like a dark, pessimistic depression and like an intense, energetic anxiety. And some people have told me that that sounds like bipolar disorder, but I don't have bipolar disorder. That's really my mom's thing and her mom's thing. We all cope in our own ways. And one of mine, as you can probably tell, is I like to make dark jokes. It's a release for me. You got to find what works for you. I'm trying lots of stuff, you know, like recently I went to a masseuse to see if that would help me feel better. And I actually got up the courage and I asked for a happy ending. But for some reason, she jacked me off instead of blowing my brains out. Don't. Sorry. I will get a therapist. I just am struggling to get one. I don't have the same kind of problems that like Kenise had. You know, she said she was too attracted to her therapist. I can't tell, like, do I want a guy or a girl therapist? Because I feel like that matters, you know, but like, I can't really pick. So maybe I'll get both. I think that's what I want. I want both a guy and a girl therapist, but they need to work together. Like they can't be separate. I could play them off each other. They'd give me conflicting advice. I don't need that. You know, they need to be a team. Ideally, they'd be a couple, right? I think that would be cool. Just like a nurturing male-female couple of therapists that could guide me parents. That's what I'm looking for. I will bring that up if I get a therapist, I promise. All right. Oh, there's another thing I'm anxious about. Speaking of the anxiety, I have a brand new fear. So you guys know any Karens, I guess, you know, like, do you know a person whose name is Karen who just suddenly became the mascot for racism overnight? That was a normal name. That can happen to anybody's name. That could happen to my name. That could happen to your name. Just something stupid happens on the internet and suddenly you're a joke for the rest of your life. Can you imagine? Like, I imagine it constantly. I imagine just introducing myself to someone like I normally would. Hi, I'm Max. And they're like, oh, Max, you mean like a guy who takes his pants off at the Apple store? And I'm like, no, not like that. What happened on the internet? That's what happened to Karen. A regular name. It's just now at the bottom of popular baby names list next to Adolf. I want to give a shout out to everyone who was on dating apps early 2020 with no idea you were swiping for a cellmate. I say that, but my partner and I moved in together at the beginning of quarantine, and it's actually going surprisingly well. I don't think I would have made it without her. Before we met, I was really lonely, and this would have been so much worse. Like, I think, like, I probably would have bought a vibrator, like, not to masturbate with, just to press against my right butt cheek and turn on and off so it would feel like someone was texting me. That's not where I need to go psychologically. I think that would be bad. One of the weird parts of a relationship developing and moving along is seeing who's the first to say, I love you, right? That's always a big leap. Early on, my partner tried to say, I love you to me, but she chickened out at the last second and said, I'm in lesbians with you, which, I mean, that's cute, right? Like, what a coward she is. I love that. I get why that happened, though. Saying I love you is scary. I think that's because nobody really knows what it means. Like, everyone has their own definition of love in their head, and they say it to someone meaning what they think it means. And then the other person hears it and says it back meaning what they think it means. And it forms this, like, echo chamber between both people saying and hearing what they want to hear without ever really communicating about what that is. Like, one person could say, I love you, and what they mean is your pain is my pain. Your joy is my joy. And every time that I'm around you, existence takes on a sublime quality, and the simple juxtapositions of everyday objects seem somehow to effuse music and poetry and light. And then the other person, the person they just said that to, looks at them back and says the exact same thing, I love you. And what they mean is, every time I look in your eyes, I can think of like 12 things I want to do to your butthole, like specifically just your butthole. And only 3 of them involve my dick. So, like, strap in, okay? And I do mean strap in, straps will be involved. And those people are using the same word. One's poetry, one's porn, and they're saying the same thing. So it's scary, you know, it's scary to say. Sometimes after I do that bit, people will ask me, Max, you give 2 drastically different definitions of love there. Which one is yours? And I think it's a little bit of both. And you know what? I love all of you. And believe it or not, that's the end of my set.
Me, or did your background get darker as that set went on? It
That might just be the effect of consuming my comedy.
it feels very like campfire-ish. That's the vibe.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah. A little spooky. I'm fine with that.
Oh my gosh. Well, congratulations on your porn stash. How long is your hair now? Let me see.
Oh yeah. It's I've got like mermaid legs. Like,
Nippling.
I could go topless and hide my nipples, you know.
Oh my goodness. I'm so jealous. I cut my hair recently. Thank you for noticing. And it was my whole life I've tried to have really long hair like yours, but I couldn't because I have thin hair. I have thin, shitty hair that doesn't really grow. And I took acid and saw a vision and just
Yeah, you should.
alive.
I find it's best to make like long-term appearance-altering sort of decisions.
I was like, tomorrow I'm getting a haircut. It's the only thing I know. And I walked in there and I was like, cut it off, shorter, do it. Because I was so certain the acid trip made it so clear to me that I had been.
To be honest, it looks great. It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. If it didn't look great, I'd feel totally different about that acid trip. Or
you can retroactively have a bad trip. You're like, I thought it was great, apparently I'm an idiot, you know.
Oh my god, yeah. If I had like a bad haircut, I would be like the fucking opposite of fucking Joe Rogan or whatever. Be like, acid destroys you.
The opposite of Joe Rogan.
Yeah, right now I'm like somewhere in the middle on the spectrum.
Trying to imagine, is that just Rachel Maddow? I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. I really agree with him on that psychedelics are awesome, but almost nothing else.
Dude, I like that was a big joke on Twitter, but I'm not like a fan of Joe Rogan's podcast, but I kind of love the idea of if Trump and Biden did the Joe Rogan debate. I think that would be insane. I would watch that.
There's already too much fucking testosterone in the room. That would be the end of civilization. No, 100 times no.
No, Joe Rogan is such a meathead, like alpha type, like dude that he might actually.
It would raise their alpha. It would dial them up, and it
might actually be the thing to finally give me the Trump meltdown I've always wanted. You know, because like. He like I want him to like snap. That's what I really want to see. I want to see him like completely lose his mind, you know. And I think that would be fun for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Like a really undignified, like whiny, shitting his pants kind of way.
Okay, so you could just unleash any member of the public on him without, you know what I mean, and that shit would happen.
Yeah.
Any poor person, and he would go, oh, like we don't need Joe Rogan. Stop giving him airtime, Max. Actually,
see, this is what happens. You have one male comic on the show, and suddenly we're talking about Joe.
Oh my god, you make it all about you guys, huh? Right. What is this artist from the 90s?
I feel we're facing a problem. You love me no longer.
This is the worst category for me. All I listened to in the 90s was Christian rock. So,
let me skip to the
Newsboys. So many people are like, how do you not know?
Wait, what?
So anyone watching this would be like, how do you not know what this is? But I have no clue.
Okay, this is Love Fool. That's the name of the song by the Cardigans.
The Cardigans.
Cardigans. Yeah, you wear them. They're, the Cardigans. You know the song though, right?
I've heard the song. Yeah, definitely.
How old are you?
I am exactly 30. I turned 30 almost right before.
You are literally my age. You should know that song. Only 25 and under is like, yeah, I guess I've like heard it. Like,
I told you all through the 90s. It was all just Christian rock for me. That was it. So I have no idea.
Wait, you grew up Christian?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's why you're so kinky. Okay. Explains everything. Max, please tip him. Tip him if you enjoyed his set, which I know that you did. If you watched it and if you have a brain, please show him love as well. And, thank you so much for coming by. Great friend of the show, Max Bruno. All right, guys, I was going to sing, but I just got an urgent message that someone is waiting for Jerry downstairs. So we're over time, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to prepare a really nice, funny French song for next week. And that's a promise from me to you, all of my viewers, and all of the people you send this video to, and all the agents in Hollywood who watch it, and all the people who go, oh, at Sally Ann Hall Venmo, it's that easy to send her money. It is. It is. So please, join us next week. Thank you so much. Thank you to Jerry, our wonderful producer who sacrifices this very, very precious free time in his life to do this and to do it so wonderfully. And thank you to all the comics that you've seen. And, you know, this is a dance out. I'm just dancing out. I'm singing a little too. Love me, say that you love me. Just say that you need me. I can't care about anything.